Good afternoon, happy Monday, happy new week. Today I want to encourage you to grab a cuppa, grab your lunch. Let's sit down today and talk about how you can actually get more in demand and get people to buy what you sell, because people buy into what other people are buying. We are like sheep. We think we are better than sheep, but we humans are literally like sheep. We want to follow where the crowds are. But let me give you an example. People buy more Chanel bags that cost more than the price of all your bags put together and probably a small car, than they buy, bags that cost $20 and have people screaming from the rooftops all over social media about them. Why? There is a reason. So we're going to talk about that today. Welcome. We're going to talk about what are your significant numbers, and then I'll give you a small idea on how to make your product in demand. Without further ado, let's get this shared. Let's do this. And thank you to all our new followers on our page, Kalungi Group. Thank you to all our new followers on our community organization, Women and Digital Inclusion. We really appreciate you. Thank you for following us. Thank you for literally trusting us to pour into you. So let's get into the conversation today. My name's Julie Sylvia Kalungi. I am based here in Liverpool. I am a mom of two amazing young adults. I'm married to Dr. Kalungi, and I love pouring into you, the new business owner, the voluntary organization, the community organizer. The focus career is to build your brand and serve more people and get served too. And today we're talking about the fact that people buy products and services that other people already are buying. And it doesn't matter even if your product is new and no one's is ever heard of it. When you launch it, you have to go through a certain process to make it the product other people want to buy. So if you're watching me from YouTube, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you never miss an amazing piece of content like I always share every Monday, where I come out and share with you how you can build your business in the digital space for Black women and women of color. Nobody does it like I do. Nobody has done it like I have. For over the last 8 years, I've been pouring into you, and I've been known to help people go from zero to hero in less than 6 weeks, because I get to see, I have this inner eye that gets me to see where your exact problem is, and I can point you to where you can go if we sit together and really do what we need to do. Pat Gad, welcome Maria Jib, welcome Rahman Jia, and so can we just say that some numbers are more significant than others? For example, the number of people that actually reaching out to you and need you to serve them, like I had to serve someone before. The number of appointments you make for your business are crucially important. The number of sales you make if you're in the sales department, the results you deliver for your company if you're working in that capacity, the number of sales you make per day if you're in the network marketing or home-based business. Rest assured that there are some other key numbers that require special attention if you want to create profits out of your business and become in demand. And a lot of people make a sale today and then tomorrow there's nothing happening, and they really wonder what's going on now. What's going on? Good afternoon, darling. Congratulations to our prom queen, and thank you. It's been a while since I saw you on live, so I'm very excited to see you, Rema. Thank you for joining. So let's talk about the critical mass concept. Now, some of you who've done marketing, or you may not have done marketing, but you've heard about the critical mass concept. It is something that you may or may not know, but simply put, it's a numbers game. The more people that know about what you are selling and are excited about it and don't care who else sells it and come to buy from you, even if there is a big, large supermarket, a big brand selling it, someone competing right next door to you, you're on the street and someone selling the exact same stuff at you, but your stall is selling like hotcakes. It's because you have created that energy that gets people to see your product as the in-demand product. If you can get enough leads, if you're in the digital space, if you can get enough people to come to your digital real estate as viewers, as visitors, as customers, then you can generate a full-time income with your online or offline business. That is why I keep saying sales is a numbers game. The question then is, why aren't many people making more money? Because I used to do so many lives. I used to be that person, and I did say something about this last week, that I used to think that the more I do, the more I'll make. And I realized that the more I did, waking up earlier, going to bed later, doing all those things, the less I made. Because I was producing and creating from the outside as opposed to creating from a place whereby I'm working with people who are already excited about what I was offering, as opposed to looking at the mass market. You are missing more important pieces in your numbers game or in your numbers jigsaw. As a marketer, as a salesperson, as a charity, as a community, as a church, as a minister, as a ministry, you name it. Your numbers don't add up because you're trying to fit into the mass market. You could argue, so why are you on Facebook doing a Facebook Live, blah, blah, blah? Because that is my mission. My mission is to help people like you to understand that you don't have to be serving the masses to change lives. I do so much less work now. I'm less on social media. I post less. I do less videos. I don't blog even every week now. And I'm making more money than I was making 5 years ago when I was doing lives every day, posting every day, a blog every day, every day, videos every day, podcasts, you name it. You're trying too hard to fit in the mass market. The trick is, it's something I also hinted on last week, create your own market, become in demand. Even the smallest business can learn from creating your own demand before you supply whatever you supply, whether it's a product or a service or a productized service. For example, I'll give you an example, and I love the fact that I have both an Android and an Apple product, right? Because I used to be a die-hard Android, die-hard Samsung. And then I learned a lesson that really brought a smile to my face, because I also own one of the things I'm going to talk about today, right? That is a Samsung smartphone. Now, smartwatch. Now, in 2014, Apple announced that it was producing a new product, that a new product was coming out early 2015. And it announced that it was going to be, so it did tell the world what that product was going to be, that it was going to be a smartwatch. When Apple announced this, it was trying to garner interest, do the lesson I'm trying to share with you today. Get people interested, get people to show interest and sell to an already sold market. But it made the mistake of sharing what was coming. And Samsung, their biggest competitor, rushed out and produced the same product, and then produced it earlier and rushed it and launched it way before Apple could launch its smartwatch. So Samsung launched its smartwatch before Apple did. Now, they thought they had beaten Apple to the first to market, because when you're first to market, then your product is the one that people are looking for, and everyone is just chasing your tail and eating your dust. That's what Samsung thought they were doing. But what Apple did is they realized that, okay, we've made a mistake by telling the world that we're bringing out a new product and it's a smartwatch. So we're going to change our strategy. They apologized that they were not going to meet their launch date, as they had said before. So what they did is they changed tactic and started approaching several designer brands, and making their product an exclusive VIP invitation only product for months. You could not get an Apple smartwatch unless you were a buyer in specific stores, and you could only get it by invitation. That got so many people wanting to have an Apple smartwatch. And what happened was, now Apple had a waiting list of buyers excited to pay whatever Apple wanted for their smartwatch. It was not a mass market product. It was a product that people wanted and could pay premium for. Then finally, Apple launched its, obviously, the original mass market smartwatch in September 2015. So months later than they had planned to launch it. And they launched it to queues, buyers queuing up outside Apple stores, desperate to own an Apple smartwatch. And they were backed by several designers, including, the designer Hermes. They do scarves, bags, shoes, or whatever. They do all kinds of beautiful artistic and designer stuff that we want to wear, we want to put on, we want to own. What the lesson here is, Apple went to sell over 40 million smartwatches in that year alone. Remember, this is September, so there were very few months left of the year. While Samsung struggled to even get out 800,000 smartwatches, and they were getting lots of returns because it was a product that people didn't know. They didn't know how to work it. They didn't know that it was not just a watch. It was actually a mini phone in your hand, because if someone rings me on this phone, this watch rings. And actually, I can receive the call on my watch. Why am I sharing with you the Apple smartphone and smartwatch lesson? Because when selling to the market, You need to address people who you have sufficiently warmed up to doing business with you. Don't mind if your neighbor starts to sell the exact same product you are gonna sell. Just reach out to the people you know first. We call them our more warm market. Forget the hot market, because those are usually people who know you, grew up with you, knew you when you were in nappies, and don't even look at you in the way that you know you are as an adult. Your warm market are people who want to work with you, who know you as a professional on a professional level, as a leader, as somebody who knows what they are doing, and they want to work with you, and they are telling people about you, and they respect you. And so those are the people you want to share your business ideas, your careers ideas with. Take the time to educate, entertain, empower. I keep saying that all the time. And if you're watching this, please go ahead and share this video, because this is going to help your people who are doing business, who are running businesses, who are starting businesses, or who are running high level careers. Because when you run a high level career, you're literally running a business, and it's called your career. You are the CEO of your career, and you get that contract, and you keep increasing that paycheck month after month, year after year. So take the time to educate, entertain, and empower the people that you want to work with. Test their temperature and ask them to signal their interest to you. Ask them to tell you what their challenge is, because Apple actually improved their watch based on the challenges that Samsung was facing, having rushed to market thinking they were beating Apple to the market of the smartwatch. When people signal their interest to you, like Apple did with their smartwatch, they are going to be queuing to buy your product. That's why I said earlier before, I don't spend so much time on social media anymore, because I have people that I speak to your customers. Don't rush to get the next customer until you have served the customer you have exceedingly abundantly more, until either they feel they cannot afford your fees because they genuinely don't have the money. And that's a big thing, that a lot of people can't afford your fees. A lot of organizations can afford your fees, but are you showing them that you would serve them exceedingly abundantly more and make them your VIP client? Like, you know their birthdays, you know their children's birthdays, you know what they're going through, and you celebrate them, and you share with them their joys, their wins, and when they are down, you're down with them. You're in those trenches with them. They are not just customers, they are your friends. They have become the family that you have chosen, as opposed to the family you were born with. So hold off trying to sell until you're in that place where there's sufficient interest in your product. Now, you may tell me, Julie, I have a shop in town. Why should I wait until there's sufficient interest in my product? And I'll tell you, if you have a shop in town, chances are there are 100 other shops literally selling what you're selling. They are probably fast to market, so you are coming from the back. So you have to raise the interest of everyone who comes down that street to buy from those other shops, and show them that there's something different with your product. It could either be innovation, it could be easier to use, it could have an addition to it that those people don't have to their products. It could be cheaper than theirs, but you know, cheaper is not always selling faster. You have to have at least 4 things that I've mentioned that your product does that all those other people don't do, to have people queuing up in your shop off the street, as opposed to going to the shop they already know. Hey Eve, how are you doing? Good to see you. So I want you to remember the lesson I've just shared with you. You may find that somebody else has actually launched their product before you. Maybe you wanted to launch something and somebody, pulls the rug from under your feet. Don't go crying tears. Take the Apple approach. Start to reach out to your network, people who respect you, people who know you, people who know your abilities, and tell them about this thing that you're going to do with someone who's already known. Find somebody to collaborate with. Now, I'm kind of jumping into the lesson before I share with you something else that I want to share with you. Business is a numbers game, and too many maybes to your business are killing your business. Maybes in the offline space means somebody walking out, trying out your outfit and leaving it even in the changing room and walking out. They've tried it on, it fits them, but they didn't buy it today. Or they come and test your makeup and try it on and walk out and not buy it. Whatever, in the offline space, that is the maybe. In the online space, maybes come in so many things. Click that don't turn into sales, abandoned carts, even visitors who visit and just don't ever seem to connect and make that decision. Those are maybes. Now, maybes used to kill us when I was new to business. We thought that maybe was great, because then we had hope, maybe this person would buy. But the reality is that person who says maybe to you and months down the road is not committing, they are holding your hope and they're not really giving you anything back to take, especially if you're in the home-based business and you are trying to build your business one person at a time. If you're in network marketing, maybe is a killer. You don't want a maybe, you want a yes or a no, and that's the only answers you want. So a yes is awesome, a no disappoints, but at least it's a decision. So be at peace with that. Be at peace with that, because a no could turn into a yes later, but a maybe sits in your list or sales forecast, and it sits there until an earthquake happens. Maybe something really happens, maybe, and that is a big maybe, because very few people get earthquakes happening in their life that turn to you as the solution. So all you can do is wait for something to happen. You have lost all power to these people. They hold you at ransom. The solution is to take your power back. And here is how. Warm your prospects. Warm the people who you know are your potential customers. And there are always people, even if they are organizations, business owners, collaborations, there are always people behind those brands. Warm them with powerful content. Ask what they struggle with. Ask what their challenge with the current product they are using, that you can then improve on yours and offer them a better product with a better price. It could be higher, it could be lower. Collaborate with some powerful people in your niche and create events and invite pre-registration. For those of you who hold webinars, invite people to pre-register. Recently, last month, before we went to Seattle, we had a book publishing event, and it sold out to over 500 people. But that was because we built up that relationship with them. We told them about who was coming to speak at this event, what they were going to share with them, how many people were already registered, how many places were left that they could, even if it was virtual, they could not just get on. They had to have a special link to jump on. And if you got in when the spaces were full, even virtually, you couldn't get on. So in other words, limit the attendance to a specific number and invite bookings before your event. In other words, get people to commit, get people to want what you offer, as opposed to taking their time booking and buying when they are ready. They might not even register for your free event if you let people register when they're ready. I don't do that anymore, because I used to invite people to come to my events, come to my lives, come to my webinar, come to this, and people would think they'll do it when they want to do it. I ran a mastermind for 2.5 years, and I invited people to come in when they were ready. Then I decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. I had a strategy that, because I'd invested in training with an amazing coach and mentor who told me what you're doing is great, but it's not picking up, because people think that you're giving them what they need, and people don't always get what they need, because people buy what other people buy. People are like sheep. And so if you are not sharing with people who else is doing, who else is buying, who else is in your mastermind, they are not picking up. And in fact, that whole mastermind thing is just dragging you down. Let's do something else. And that's why you saw me stopping to talk about the Winning Entrepreneurs Nation. Come to the Winning Entrepreneurs Nation, which, by the way, has a ton load of content that was created for almost 3 years, that if you're a network marketer, if you're into multi-level marketing, if you're in a home-based business, that could be what you're looking for to get that breakthrough. But you would need to have a word with me to give you access to my video vault. It's a video vault now, and it's amazing how many people are now picking that up, as opposed to how many people were actually picking it up as a Winning Entrepreneurs Nation. So create exclusivity and become in demand. That is the trick. Even if you're selling the same stuff as everyone on the same street, even if you're selling the same stuff as everyone in your niche, create exclusivity. The Winning Entrepreneurs Nation was not exclusive. I even called it a nation, and I was calling everybody in. And now it's an exclusive video vault, and there are more people picking it up at more money than they were paying for the Win Nation, because I created exclusivity. And now the product is in demand. So if you want to learn more, about business being a numbers game, you can check out I'm going to share with you this, let me share with you this. It's a free resource I created. It is a blog post. You can go read about it. But if you want to access my video vault, just reach out to me and I'll definitely give you access. So be ready to invest in yourself, and you will move by leaps and bounds to where you want to go. If you are watching from YouTube, absolutely hit the bell. There's a resource I've added, and it's pinned to the video on my profile. You might not find it anywhere else. Go read that article. But above all, if you want to access my video vault, it's exclusive. It's not always open. And above all, the price goes up every other quarter, and people are still buying it. Meaning there is something going on there that's good. And the other thing is, people are telling other people about it. So I'm not actively marketing the ultimate success, social media success bundle, and yet people are buying it. Why? Because those people who bought it are telling other people about it, and so I don't have to do so much work. You want to be in that place where you're not doing so much work, and yet your products are still selling, whether digitally or analog. Have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Dora. Thank you, Eve. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Rima. Thank you, Mariah. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, everybody who watched me live. Thank you, everybody who is sharing this with your community. And until next week, have an amazing, amazing time. Take care. God bless you.